My question evolved from the Change I Want to See project, which is freedom from colonial mentality and economic poverty. Since UNESCO says cultural and economic development are inseparable, I thought that cultural tourism would help do the job. Plus, there's also great opportunity for cultural tourism in the world, especially for developing countries. And tourists, they want to live more like locals than visitors, so they need more authentic experiences over the mere consumption of tourism products. Hence, I initially proposed a community-based inclusive and creative tourism, which is a combination of three tourism practices. This is done so less affluent communities can own modest tourism ventures based on a creative treatment of their heritage. Before arriving in the Philippines, I've interviewed through questionnaires around 8 stakeholder groups. In summary, they said that we are not that attractive to foreign tourists because they don't have a clear picture of their heads and pertain to the Philippines. Creative tourism is not yet part of the overall Philippine tourism strategy, but can do so much in transforming tourism to become more authentic, educational, and pro-poor. Lastly, most of the less affluent people I interviewed would like to have creative jobs when given a chance. In my research, I found two influential approaches that can help shift cultural tourism to become more educational, experiential, and inclusive. And these are audience-centered approach to museums and conceptual approach to cultural tourism. When combined, it immensely shifts attention from tangibles to intangible tourism products such as events, workshops, processes, and storytelling. Thus, I created a method that combines these intangibles into one format, which I call play-based storytelling. This also includes gamification, experience design, and immersive theater for the purpose of providing memorable experiences for tourists. My first experimentation happened last June. It is a semi-improv play called Dream on Bunny. However, it failed to integrate event and story. It has no gamification, and it's not much engaging because the fourth wall was still existent. Overall, it was a tedious experience. This led me to investigate further play as pure play and conducted about 2 workshops in London and about 5 more upon coming home to the Philippines. I call these workshops Just Play Pretend. Participants vary from age to occupations in these workshops, but almost universally, they arrived at a conclusion that theater and pretend play is similar with one fundamental difference, which is performer relationship to audience. Theater is basically watched, while players who are pretending find it awkward when they're being watched. Upon reading Victor Turner, I learned that ritual, play, and theater are the same before the Industrial Revolution. So I surmised that play is naturally participative. Thus, I evolved the play-based storytelling method into the pretend play system and philosophy because pretend play or playing house has an inherent system and set of values which makes playing so engaging, immersive, educational, and to the point of transformative, which are also traits of ritual, play, and theater combined. I tested the pretend play system as a way to engage stakeholders, collect stories and data, and link government with civil society, education, and the senior citizens. This process I call neo-oral tradition because it is essentially passing on folk stories and traditions, but through play. This process involves several playful encounters as the community and various stakeholders rediscover themselves. The stories and artifacts that were collected in the neo-oral tradition process were used to create a prototype tour activity, which was co-created by young students ranging from ages 5 to 15. The prototype was iterated twice and eventually developed into Pila. Pila became a paid show that was attended by various stakeholders. The 2-hour playful tour allows you to travel in ancient Philippines and will give you a chance to join activities designed to learn ancient customs, practices, and arts. Some highlights of the feedback coming from the stakeholders is that they noted that no two experiences are the same. People became more interested in pre-colonial history. It communicated values such as respect and love for country to participants. One provincial government official even remarked that this can be a project that can be replicated into many towns and Even the Department of Tourism mentioned that this makes the tagline, "It's more fun in the Philippines, even more fun." By going back to theater's origins, enabled play to become multifunctional for various stakeholders. Playing is not expensive, as resourcefulness is a key attribute. It is a fun way of learning. It is a creative tourism venture that even poor people can own and can involve everyone because anyone can play. I therefore call this replicable, scalable, and repeatable tourism model either playful tourism or play-based sustainable tourism. For the future directions, I was thinking that my next interventions would lead me to investigate on how it can attract tourists, especially foreigners. I intend to make a futuristic brochure where you can choose a series of playful tours to follow, like 5 sites for 1896, Philippine Revolution against Spain, for instance. I'm also going to explore the use of transmedia storytelling in social media, and I'd also like to implement playful tourism to places where virtually there's no history, no memory. It's going to be a new community that's experiencing extreme poverty, and not just history, but to explore contemporary issues or dark events. Finally, what if we can develop a play tour facilitated entirely by elders and retirees? Thank you.